You're like a very cool-looking dad.
Yeah, I went full cool dad mode. I asked your crew backstage if I looked like a cool dad.
You do.
And they gave me the okay.
You do the hair, the glasses, everything. I like it, I like it.
Well, I blew it because I didn't know. Welcome to New York, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had moved to New York.
Yes.
So they're like, will you come do Kelly? I was like, hell yeah, go to LA, 5 minutes from the house. And
Welcome.
I thought I wanted to surprise you because last time I wore one of your tour T-shirts here.
Yep.
So eBay sent one to LA. I do have a tour T-shirt of yours from 2006 that I'll wear next time. But I'm stuck with this for today.
You know what I just got? Somebody found me. It's me and Clay Aiken. We did a tour.
I have that one.
Oh my God.
The American Idol tour. Guys, great tour.
My face looks so messed up on it. It's like the makeup bled, and it's just, I kind of look like the Joker on it. Like and I'm gonna get it bedazzled and wear it.
You should. It's great.
Yeah. Well, last time.
It's in my shopping cart right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
eBay. Congrats on season 5. Ghost.
Thank
this
you.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, longevity isn't promised, you know, for all of us and what we're doing. So what's happening right now?
Well, Sam and Jay and the Ghosts are sort of running this B&B in a restaurant, and at the end of season 4, Jay accidentally sold his soul to the devil.
It's a big accident.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer.
Big oopsie.
Whoops.
Yeah.
And so I've got to sort of, we have to dig out of that literal hole that is now being
6 feet.
dug into hell. Yeah. And so we have a lot of great guest stars, a lot of people returning, and we've just hit our stride. The rhythm, the harmony, the joy. We're a real family on set.
That's cool.
I just left. I was just in Montreal this morning. So, yeah, so everyone is stoked, and they'll be watching, and they all love you very, very much.
Oh,
so.
man, we love it. It's such a great show.
Yeah.
And I don't say this all the time, it's rare when the chemistry is just like so great and natural, it seems. Like, and it's just a great show.
And it has resonated with the audience. We came around at a time where we were all kind of coming out of the pandemic. We needed some joy. You weren't seeing your family. Some of us haven't seen our family in 2 years coming out.
Yeah.
And now we can all sit on a couch, and Ghost sort of fills this space where everyone, grandma, grandpa, mom, son, daughter, everyone can watch the show together and not feel like they're losing anything. So
and it makes you feel good. It's like, it's freaking so funny. I gotta ask though, I heard even before the show, you've actually kind of always felt tethered, right? To the afterlife?
Yeah, Kara talked about this with me. You guys, you gotta meet Kara. She's right there.
Yeah. I love that. And here's why I want to say that, is because death is a big thing, right? Like it's a hard thing for adults, children, whatever. And do you feel like it makes the idea of death a little easier, that you feel tethered?
Maybe. I mean, I've always talked to my ancestors since I was a kid. My grandmother passed when I was 2. I've been talking to her ever since. So it was never not a thing for me to just be like, hey, I need a little bit of help, or like, I heard Kelly was going through a thing. Could you send some love her way? I think I'm good. Can you go that way? I've always talked to mostly my relatives or people that I've lost like that. I just realized, though, I haven't passed it on to my children yet, which is something I should do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like just always been so second nature that I never thought that it needed to be taught. But I mean,
it's interesting because we're dealing with grief in our family, and it's just like an interesting thing. The idea of death can be so hard for adults, but especially children. It's such a beautiful thing you should pass on.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
to stay tethered to that, it's a beautiful way to explain it, experience it, you know, because it's hard.
Well, we don't know, so why not believe in the best?
Yeah. I believe in that too. I don't think we ever go. We're all energy, so I think that we all are still here in some form. We talked about ghosts bringing generations together. So was there a show like that for you and your family that kind of brought you together?
Like my mom and I would have disagreements, and we'd fight, and rarely would we make up. We would just sit in front of the couch and watch Friends. And things would get better. And we would just, that's how we healed. We would sit there and watch Ross and Rachel be lobsters, and that's what it was. That was
we
our
were
show.
on a break. Did you argue about that one? Did you think they were on a break? Did she not think they were on a break?
we were just too busy watching Chandler
I think they were on
and
a
Joey.
break.
Look, yes.
Yeah, I think they were on a break. Sorry,
I agree.
Rachel. Yeah.
Always have.
I think they were.
Yeah, and if you wrote me like an 18-page letter, I'd fall asleep too.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's the worst.
Yeah, it was too much.
Your family always had a very welcoming house. I hear that people were always in and out. That's kind of a beautiful, like, I think that serves you well in life. have that
Yeah,
kind of
I mean,
household.
and my wife is like that now too. People are always, somebody's at the house right now staying with us. A friend of mine from Australia, he won't leave. But no, my mom has always been the hub. My relatives, everybody who came over from India, people who went to college, they would all like do their mandatory boot camp with us for a month or 3 weeks. Like my uncle lived with us for almost a decade, my mom's younger brother. We've always had, just a revolving door of family coming through. Everyone's
Kind of
welcome.
beautiful. You always have somebody to kind of go to.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. Well, besides acting and music, I want to talk about your other passion, which is comics. When did you get into comics?
I'm that kid who fell in love with comic books when I was 7 or 8. And then when I was 12 or 13, I remember Ann and Emily found me at the mall with a comic book, and I lied and I said it was for my little brother. And I stopped reading them.
Like, wait.
But then my first movie, it was a long time ago, it was called Rocket Science. And I had so much time and per diem for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
And I would just go to the Barnes & Noble and I started buying all these comic books again. So around 19 or 20, I got back into the groove of going to the shop every Wednesday. I went today. I went to Midtown Comics here in
I've
Manhattan.
been there with my son. It's awesome.
I was just there. Yeah, it was great. But that's why I brought some stuff for you. I'll give it to you later.
So you just released your first one.
So I have a comic book with Hannah Rose Mann.
What's it about?
Guy in the chair sort of takes a background character and puts it at the forefront. This operator, his name is Ubby. That's him right there.
Yeah.
He works with an assassin named Merlin. They're never supposed to meet. He's her operator, she's the assassin. He's, of course, madly in love with her.
Which I love.
Speaks to sort of the online romance age where we sort of like fall in love with people on the apps and whatnot. But they work together and they're never supposed to meet until one day, Merlin shows up at Ubby's door, bloodied, battered, and bruised, asking for his help. What will he do? Tell you what he's gonna do. He's gonna go on an adventure for 4 issues, thanks to Dark Horse Comics. He's gonna kick a whole bunch of ass with Merlin.
Yeah.
And he's gonna come out of his shell and realize that he too can be the hero.
I was reading a bit of it.
I just made that up.
I was like, I could see this as a show. I would watch it. So wait, you said that the comic speaks to online existence. You mean like as in like we're always kind of having relationships that not in person?
It's the relationship thing. It's the pandemic thing of being a society that sort of fell in love with Zoom and detached and what that means. It's also the idea of always, to a certain extent, being watched. Always having our move, like especially our children, right?
Yeah.
They're growing up in a society where every move can be captured, and what does that mean?
Yeah.
How can it be used for you and against you? So this plays on a lot of those themes, but at its core, it's what I love. It's comedy, romance, and action.
Yeah, I love it. I really want you to make it a show. So you modeled the main character after you, right?
No, because they'll never make it if I say that. No, it's it's Chalamet. It's Timothy Chalamet's. You know him?
Oh my God, no, I love that you did that.
Elba's.
No, you totally did.
No, I did,
Yes.
yeah. Well, I wanted to see somebody that looked like me in a page of
I
comic
think
books.
that's important. Yeah. And it should be cast just like that. I love it.
And Hannah Rose May, who co-wrote it with me, is incredible. She has 2 books out right now called Rogues Gallery and The Exorcism at 1600 Penn. We met on Ghosts.
Yeah.
She played Hetty's maid, Molly, the maid on Ghosts. That's how we met, and we sort of realized we had this mutual love, and we've been co-workers ever since, and it's just going really well, yeah.
I love when organic stuff like that happens. You know,
She's
you
the
just like
best.
someone and you vibe, and then you're like, oh, I like that too. And those are the best projects.
Shout out, Hannah. I wish you were here. You should.
Yeah.
I just saw the book for the first time. It's incredible.
It is.
Yeah.
I know. I was looking at it upstairs. So wait, before we go, you had a chance to direct an episode, right, of Ghost?
Oh, I'm gonna direct this season, yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. Have you always wanted to do that? It seems like a lot. Like you have to have that big vision kind of. I'm not that. I'm hyper-focused.
Yeah, I can be hyper-focused too. I think, you know, it's such an amazing set. Our crew in Montreal is magical, and I just wanted a chance to work with them. I watched Rose McIver, our lead, do it last season and do it so well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, these idiots let me do it. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be really great.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's a home team situation. We
Yeah.
all want to see each other succeed. Really, if anyone gets a chance, if they do some kind of tour and you can come see our set in Montreal and see what our cast and crew is like, you'll walk into a family. The energy and the love in that room is from top to bottom is so palpable. I can't wait to work with them. Yeah, truly.
Yeah, that doesn't always happen. It's such a gift.
Yeah, sometimes you could be with Clay Aiken on a t-shirt.
Actually, we had a real good time on that tour bus. We liked each other so much we rode the same bus.
So cute.
Yeah, he introduced me to Nutter Butters though, and those are so good. I was like, how dare you?
Take you down.
I will eat this entire bag. It's so good. Anyway, we need another break. You can see Utkarsh and Ghost Thursdays on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. And check out his new comic book. It's called The Guy in the Chair. It's available now, and everyone in the audience is going home with a copy.